Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Zelkenon. This is another episode of Smite Super Builds. So I got this request a couple days ago for Vulcan Super Build, and I figured I'd go ahead and do that. I am pretty sick, so yeah, that's why I sound like this. So this is gonna be pretty quick. Okay, so moving on to the items. So actives. I don't mind actives right now, but active-wise, as far as Vulcan. He has no escapes, so perhaps sprint would be good. I've been using sprint a lot more, especially on raw, and just guys that don't have escapes. And if you're not too good of an escape bar just without it, then I'll go ahead and get sprint and or combat blink. Down here you get blink, and then branches up to the top right in combat blink. Just keep in mind it's only 182nd, so compared to the regular one, but. Yeah, it's combat versus non-combat teleport. Blink. So, active varies on who you're fighting. Purification beads also really good, but consumables, of course, the elixirs and whatnot. But items itself. So since Vulcan's 2, his cannon, the Inferno cannon, this inherits Vulcan's penetration, but does not apply on-hit effects. So. With that being said, penetration on Vulcan is very, very important. It's really nice to reach that cap penetration and get it pretty early. So that way your 2 does the most damage. As you may know, your 2 doesn't last too long. Well, what I mean by that is it's fairly easy to destroy his cannon. And also, as soon as you place another one down, it destroys the other one. So. That's just a thing to keep in mind. So, we got penetration boots. So our early cannons do a pretty fair amount of damage. They move on to our focus void stone for more damage and power, and also offers protection since all mages, when they level up, they do not scale and magical defense. So if without the void stone or any other item, you could be level 20 and only have 30 magical defense. Therefore, any other mage that has penetration can hit you pretty hard and pretty much true damage. So this helps out all mages a lot. I recommend this for all mages. Next we have the Chronos Pendant. Vulcan's 2 can be quite timely on trying to place another one, since it can quickly be destroyed like I was mentioning earlier. So with this 25%, it reduces your 2 down to 11-second cooldown, and also from 90 seconds we brought your ulti down to 67 seconds, and of course it helps everything else. As you can see, backfire 3.7 seconds. That's really nice, but of course that's a skill shot, so yeah, you have to be good at aiming that and fairly close too. What's also cool about Chronos Pendant is the MP5 works out pretty well, since we have cooldown reduction. On top of that, his abilities can be quite costly in mana. So this helps you keep more sustained, and also offering a lot of power with 60 plus power. Next we have Bancroft's Talon. I've been using this more often on my mages, just because the sheer power it has, and also it works really well on mages that have no escape. So if you're being chased down, you have no other option besides to pretty much fight. So with our cooldown reduction, this allows us to have more abilities available when we're retreating or getting chased. So if they're chasing you and you're low on HP, you can land your 2, kite them around, and have your 2 do damage as well. If you throw magma bombs, backfire, and whatnot. Probably the other way around. Probably backfire first. That way you have the target marker on the enemy, and that makes your 2 do more damage. Does 10% more damage. So if you don't know what I'm saying, the Inferno cannon prioritizes the marked target and deals 10% more damage to that god. So just keep that combo in mind. It works really well. So Bancroft's Talon works really well, and also the lifesteal. This allows you to sit back in the lane depending on what game mode you are in, but this works for everything actually. So you can kind of sit back and let your turrets do most of the damage on the creep waves and get you back some of your health. And also offers 100 magical power, which that's a crazy amount. Gem of Isolation. According to what this 2 says, I don't play Vulcan all that much, so I don't know if this is exactly true. But according to the Inferno cannon, Vulcans, but does not apply on hit effects. So I'm guessing that means it doesn't apply Gem of Isolation when it hits a target, and it doesn't apply, like Spear Magus. But regardless, Gem of Isolation is pretty nice because when you do land your backfire, and pretty much when you land your backfire, you're somewhat near a turret, so you can get that 10% extra damage. Well, they're going to be slowed by 25% by your backfire and or your magma bomb. On top of that, it can stack really well with your passive. After ability, you can slow them down by 20% with your next basic attack, and that lasts for 2 seconds. So ideally, you can slow them for 45 seconds for a few seconds while they're probably in front of your 2, or that way you can quickly aim your magma bomb or your 1 just with that combination. But Gem of Isolation can be easily swapped out if you don't want it. If you're getting landing basic attacks, Polynomicon. If you're fighting healers or high HP 5 gods like Shock or Hercules, I highly recommend Divine Ruin. If you're, like I said, if you're more of a basic attack guy and you want to get the most out of your passive, I'll go ahead and pick Demonic Grip. That way you can quickly execute your basic attacks and slow them down more, and this also acts more of a penetration item with the passive. So those are some different variants. If you want to be a little bit more tanky, I'll go ahead and get the, where is it? Should be down here. The Ethereal Staff. This is a pretty neat item. I like it. It's still kind of costly, even though they did recently reduce the price on it a few weeks ago. But this works out well because of the passive and its massive health bonus to you. So that's a really great item. But if you're fighting Gem of Isolation, it works really well. Next, we have Raw Tahuti for obvious reasons. They, get that final push on your magical power. Okay, so with all of that being said, we have 556 magical power, a nice 73 physical defense, and a nice 80 magical defense. We do only have 2k HP, but that's fair enough for a mage. Okay, so let's test out our damage just with our 2. So we have that one shot's the smaller ones. It's for 340. That's really nice. And as you see, it did not lose too much HP, so that's really good. Now we have red buff, and we have 660 magical power. And sorry again for my sniffling and coughing or whatever if you hear that. I don't know, I'm sick. Okay, so now with red buff, 376. Now with backfire, 10% bonus. 376, and also our backfire hit him for about 700-ish. So yeah, 778. That's really good right there. This is still without the potions, so let's go ahead and pop our first potion. We have 741 magical power. Next we have Elixir with 868 magical power. That's a lot for Vulcan. Your ultis are going to be hitting like a truck. So, count on wait for him to come back. I don't know the exact time when he's going to come back though. So with that being said, let's go ahead and oh, he's back. Okay, so let's do another test on her backfire and such. So 446 backfire, 928, 10%, 445 on the turret. Really good damage. Let's go test out our magma bomb over here, and then we'll move on to our ultis. So magma bomb, 871. 280 basic attacks. As you can see, our regen's pretty nice. Light Steel is pretty nice on that. Okay, so he should be back up soon. So we're gonna go ahead and ulti. If I can land this right, hopefully I can land this. Okay. That should be max range. 1900. That's a lot. Magma bomb, 871. Oh, those are some really nice damage outputs. As you see, our HP 5 is plus 53. So we can quickly just, oh, not really quickly, but we can stay in lane. Rather if you're in Conquest, in the solo lane or the mid lane, or more so if you're in Assault. Now if you're in Assault, I'd probably get Chronos Pendant, my second item, maybe. It kind of all depends on who exactly you're fighting. If you're fighting a lot of magical, go ahead and get Focus Void Stone. But yeah, this is really nice damage output for Vulcan. Mainly because our penetration crosses over to our turret. See, it just chunks him so hard. It really does. Yeah, that's just nice. Also, it's really nice having this cooldown reduction overall. I just kind of spam everything over and over. do one last ulti and just end it there. Wow, that thing. Jesus. Inferno Cannon, you're a beast. Okay. It's not max range, but okay, that cannon's too OP right now. So that's gonna wrap it up for this super builds. I would do a little bit longer, but I am still sick, and yeah. So if I feel better tomorrow, so I can maybe do a couple videos instead of just one video. So I'll see you guys later.